Programming for Education and the Future, or the computer program that we must each write. Imagine creating an online store that just sells your photos. Now upgrade this idea to allow other users to register and sell their photos. This upgrade transitions your program from an online store to an online marketplace. The product is not actually plain old photos, but it will grow to become artificial intelligence generated content and a toolbox. The most important reason why we must all write this type of program is to effectively learn programming, which in this context will encompass realistic web security, realistic application programming, application deployment, and finally, interacting with artificial intelligence platforms, which is a huge chunk of our future. In fact, your first bunch of users can just be artificially generated and simply mimicking human behavior. You will watch new products, new reviews, new comments, and perhaps even hacking attempts. Web application security is extremely important, not just to secure your users, but to help you become a better programmer in context of realistic education that actually works and adds up to something. In most schools, lectures are ineffective or approaching fake. And this is often obscured by terrible subject divisions and useless memorization that feels like hard work. Your teacher will not protest that what you are learning is basically off topic, because the hard work required to memorize all the noise will simply keep you busy and prevent you from complaining about learning something that adds up to create something useful. The overwhelming hard work that feels like some kind of accomplishment is a very much complete waste of your time. There isn't even a little bit there because it's out of context and warped towards scattered random ends. None of it is useful. When you are faced with the creation, deployment, and management of a real platform, you begin asking the correct questions in the correct sequence and under the correct context. Here, your ineffective teachers will protest and say that you require balanced education. But balanced education is not how we learn. We need a self-paced, self-directed, integrated education. Balanced education is a broken idea with subject divisions that make learning just about impossible. Students are just forced to memorize and pretend to learn under the threat of not getting a diploma and a job. But human beings are meant for more than that. You must prepare yourself to stand up against ineffective or fake education under such banners as hard work will set you free, or balanced education, or that it will make sense eventually as you grow. In real education, every step you take forward feels like a real reward as it integrates with your existing knowledge, making it even more powerful and precious. When you look at this program from the finished end, you will see how important launching a fully functional and secure platform is, and how impossible it is to set all this up in today's world of fake education. It will help you see how schools aren't actually helping you towards real knowledge, but in fact, a dilute soup of random bits made out of pre-chewed meat. Please, you must understand that if what you are learning does not instantly integrate with your existing body of knowledge, then you are receiving a make-believe education that feels like education, but it is just theater. It will never add up to form something greater. You need a real program that will be used by real users, make real money, that will be attacked by real bots and hackers to serve as a backbone to real education. Otherwise, you will always be cheated out of it. Please, be ready to stand up for real education. Do not let them dismiss you. The words balanced education are not what they sound like. It is something that is being used against you to make other people's jobs easier. There are many such tricks, including one where you are artificially slowed down, where your progress is held back to shut you up and keep you busy. But you must demand real education that works and results in real things. Subject divisions as we have them today disintegrate your knowledge, and it never comes together. The most terrible lie is that programming is not for you, or not for all, that it is hard or confusing. Take a look at the tutorial for the Svelte compiler. Programming is so simple that you may actually infer the fundamentals by just looking at the tutorial code. As a side note, if you need some more intermediate guidance, look at the P5.js series of tutorials, or just search for a Node.js course or tutorial. There are many of them out there. All of this is very important because it affects the biggest picture of our world. Ever since the invention of the personal computer, it has been true that computers are the future. What you must understand in addition to this is that programming is the key to that future. Programming is in fact the fourth subject, right after reading, writing, and arithmetic. Do not let schools trick you out of the ability to create software. It is how you can lift yourself out of poverty. Learning new powers is what education is meant to be for. Finally, once young people start learning programming early on, they will learn to see when they are being given an effective and disintegrated education. This will give them the power to stand up for more meaningful subject divisions and lectures. To look at things from a broader perspective. This ineffective or downright fake or low-quality education is what's dividing humanity. It is what is preventing authentic leaders from emerging and gaining leadership positions that will make a difference for the future generations. Until we repair education, our world will be locked in an endless cycle of wars started for meaningless reasons. You must stand up for real education today, so that the future generations can live in a world that is actually worthy of them. So that no child grows up without ever being taught that to grow up means to grow all the way up until they become a great being.